I am pretty Italian. I mean, I'm a scary level of Italian. I don't even know I'm an asshole. That's how Italian I am. I don't know I'm an asshole, but I can't help it. And I'm like, you know, I'm pretty Italian, but I'm not all the way Italian. That's my main point. Like, I have an uncle, he's my Uncle Artie, and he's the most Italian person I've ever known. He's the most Italian person I've ever known. He's actually a memory, because he's dead. He was so Italian that he was out of control, and now he's dead. That's how Italian he was. Yeah, my Uncle Artie was so Italian, he used to wear a tracksuit to church. He wore a tracksuit to church, not because of any style. It's because he was so evil, the priest made him jog in place when he said a rosary. Like, he was a horrible person. He was so Italian. Like there was a day when my Uncle Artie got so pissed off that he actually chopped a baby grand piano with an axe. He chopped up an entire baby grand piano with an axe because it wasn't tuning itself properly. It couldn't be tuned. That's what he said. And it was 1971, and he bought this piano for his mother, and he kept it in the house, and he wanted to play it, but it just kept getting out of tune. So he kept bringing in piano tuners to fix it. And the thing was, these piano tuners would tune it, but it would be tuned perfectly to begin with because it was a new piano. It was a new piano, and it was already tuned. The only reason it wasn't tuned is because my Uncle Artie was insane. He was totally insane. And he didn't know how to play music. But he didn't care, because he's Italian. So he kept bringing in his piano tuners, and he had a lot of money, because he was like in the mafia. But we didn't talk about it openly. But he kept bringing in this escalating, like, amount of piano tuners. He brought in 3 piano tuners. Like, the first one was actually really good from the neighborhood. He spent 5 hours tuning his piano that was already tuned. And then it was still wrong. And my uncle chased him out of the house and got another piano tuner, like from New York. And same thing. 30 minutes, he chased him out of the house. He brought in like the best piano tuner in the fucking world. He also lived in New York. He was an old man. An old Italian man. He's even more of an asshole than my Uncle Artie. He's more of an asshole, but he wasn't as Italian because he was smarter. And he stared at the piano and hit like 5 keys, and he said, "This piano is tuned perfect. I'm not even going to charge you for being here because I respect you." And still, my Uncle Artie chased him out of the house. That old man. And then he chopped up a baby grand piano with an axe. He did it. He actually had to drag it out of his house by hand. He put it on its side and dragged it through his house to the back door and just rattled it through the door onto his, like, the front of his garage and started chopping it up with an axe. And he chopped it up with a hatchet. It wasn't even a real axe. It was just a hatchet he kept by the door. And he just started chopping it up. Like, he started with the keys because he was pissed off at the face of it. Just banging away at this fucking piano. And he chopped it all up into fucking kindling. He actually, like, chopped all the legs off. He chopped everything up. Like, it was like a beautiful piano. It took him like 4 hours. Yeah, all the Puerto Ricans in the neighborhood just stopped dancing forever. They just became accountants. He was so pissed off. He was so fucking Italian. Ugh. It was horrible. Ugh. Yeah, he is so Italian he overdosed on cocaine in 1978. That's why I could talk about him now. Ugh. That's not a real story, because if that was a real story, I'd be dead. So, alright. What other jokes do I have? I think that's like something. Man.